woke up early and tripped a gate, found a path ever clear and straight to the sweetest day. The sweetest day. Flower garden on the lake, sickly scent of a new mistake. I can't wait to see the face of the sweetest day. Crackling like frosted grass, inviting pure, not started yet. All I see runs back to me, and this promise I will not forget. Sun will snow, rain will flake, fire freeze and the air will quake. Day will fall, night will break on the sweetest day. Water rise so cold I shake, wading into the no escape. I'll be caught up in the wake of the sweetest day. Stood outside it uninvited till her brown eyes let me in. Half a life to walk beside it, finally to live within. Yeah. Thanks for joining tonight. Well, I'm riding home and I'm well past late. There was a time I could not relate, but now I'm caught. I won't cut bait on the sweetest day. I wake up early, trip the gate, find a path ever clear and straight. Close the door and seal the fate of the sweetest day. Good evening and thank you. I'm Eric Harrison. That's The Sweetest Ache, a song that celebrates the rush of love, infatuation that becomes love. Happy Valentine's Day to you. I appreciate you joining. I got a bunch of songs tonight by request of some VIPs, hardcore Harrison heads, all 5 of you. Thank you for that. This is my favorite of the singles from the new album, Gratitude. It's about a slightly lovelorn, beautiful suburbanite thinking that the spark is gone, looking for where it is and not realizing it's right in front of her. Her name is Adrian, and I never get tired of Adrian. Here we go. Bedroom, she won't come out. She won't answer our calls until we shout. Now it's her birthday, all hands on deck. This intervention's gonna end in a wreck. Still we'll try to understand and hope to God she's gonna grab somebody's hand. Her kids are older, all run away. They've talked it over and there's nothing more to say. Her finest watercolor in a golden frame hangs in the hallway calling her back to the game. You can find it once again, that empty canvas like a long lost friend. It's the momentary flashes where you can see all you were and you could be. You should know better than anyone else here, and we won't leave till you agree that it's you who hold the key. Now your ex-husband and his ex-wife, every boyfriend tells you how to live your life. Apparatchiks and corporate clones. Don't forget that you're no better on your own. Still waiting down the stairs to write an epitaph for those affairs. Adrienne, sad-eyed lady of the suburbs, all the time over you like I should be. You forget, though we're waiting to remind you, and we won't leave till you agree that it's you who hold the key. Yes. Yes to that. Still we're waiting down the stairs to write an epitaph for those affairs. Adrienne, it's the momentary flashes where you can see all you were and you could be. You should know better than anyone else here, and we won't leave till you agree. Adrienne, sad-eyed lady of the suburbs, all the time over you like I should be. You forget, though we're waiting to remind you, and we won't leave till you agree. Please release your grip on me. Please release your grip on me. So that song, for those of you who haven't heard the single, it's got a really great horn section. Scored and performed by these amazing musicians in London called Kick Horns UK. Now with quarantine and all, it might be difficult getting them a visa to travel for purposes of playing with the Crash Chorus, especially since there is nowhere we can play at the moment. But when we can play, if for some reason the Kick Horns can't make it, I was thinking there might be another band in New Jersey that has a horn section all ready to go. Can you think of a band in New Jersey that has a horn section that might be able to figure that one out? Maybe support me on stage at Giant Stadium? I mean, whatever it's called now. Southside Johnny? Or maybe that offshoot of Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes. What are they called again? I don't know. I'm joking, of course. Jake. Seriously. It'll work, man. It'll work. The song would sound awesome with an alto saxophone, a couple trumpets. Perfect, bro. Seriously. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you are having a loving, warm Valentine's Day. Coping with the elements, coping with the realities of February 2021. I've got warmth right behind me, and I'm also lucky to have warmth next to me. Although she won't come on camera. All right, my friend Steve Mountain, who may or may not be watching, asked that I pay tribute to the great Warren Zevon tonight. And you don't have to ask me twice to play a Warren Zevon song. That dude is just right in my pocket, right in the sweet spot. My head on the railroad tracks, waiting for the double E. Jesse James. She really worked me over good. She was a credit to her gender. She put me through some changes, Lord, sort of like a wearing blender. Poor, poor, pitiful me. Poor, poor, pitiful me. These young girls won't let me be. Lord, have mercy on me. Whoa. She asked me if I'd beat her. She took me back to the Hyatt House. I don't want to talk about it. Poor, poor, pitiful me. Poor, poor, pitiful me. These young girls won't let me be. Lord have mercy on me. Lord have mercy on me. Perhaps you know it by Linda Ronstadt. It was a hit for her. Warren wrote it and recorded it first on his first album. We have some friends watching. Thank you for joining. I could do hours of Warren Zevon, but I won't because I only had time to learn a handful. You're lucky. So I hope you had a great week and that you're having a great Valentine's Day. Yes, I should engage. Thank you for the comments. We're doing that next. Yes. Yes, Scott, relax. There's no Super Bowl to get in the way of this massive event. Hold on one moment. Got to change lyric sheets. Time to time I do forget. So, how about a great Warren Zevon song written by Mr. Springsteen? What do you say? All right, we'll do a brief quiz for the Springsteen fans watching. Can you name, Bruce has helped with a bunch of Warren songs, but can you name the earliest one that was a pseudo hit for him on his first live album, Stand in the Fire? There was a studio version of it, which in my humble opinion was far inferior to the one on the live album. Let's see, who guesses it? Who guesses it? My syllables are failing me in the cold. Hey guys, thanks Marianne. All right, I'm not gonna wait for you to figure it out, and no Googling allowed. The song from the album Stand in the Fire, which is so very Bruce but also so very Warren that Warren could have written it, is called Jeannie Needs a Shooter. Now for you hardcore Bruce fans, actually you don't have to be that hardcore, on the new album he's got a song called Janie Needs a Shooter, and I thought, oh, it's a rewrite, cool. And then I listened. It's a pretty good song, but it's no rewrite of Jeannie Needs a Shooter. It goes nowhere near it. Bruce is allowed to recycle his own song titles. I got no problem with that. And I know he cares what I think. But here it is. In 1983 or 4, when I used to ride my bike to the East Brunswick Public Library, about a 2-mile ride, I had a library card that entitled me to 7 record albums per visit, which is kind of funny. With 80s technology, I could get 7 and then stow them outside and come back in and get 7 more. And I would ride them home, sometimes precariously, take them over to my sound design stereo system, which was about $150 and had a built-in tape deck. I would record them, write the song title and the precise minute and second marker at which it appeared, so I'd be able to fast forward there to hear a particular song when listening on a cassette. And then, you know, probably 300 or 400 cassettes made that way, and then I realized it was absolutely shit quality, and I was probably a junior or so in high school when I spent my money from working at Musicland in the Brunswick Square Mall on a better tape deck, and the completest OCD freak in me required that all of those cassettes be replicated. If only I could beam back and grab that dork by the shoulders and tell him, dude, first of all, there's going to be CDs, and second of all, there's going to be streaming, and when you're in your 50s, these cassettes are going to be gathering dust in your garage, and you're going to think back on all the time you could have spent pursuing other pursuits. But what can you do? We live it when we have it. We can't always be blessed with foresight. Somebody's going to appreciate those cassettes someday. Some family archaeologist, maybe a great-grandchild of mine. Here we go. Jeannie Needs a Shooter. You can tell it's by Bruce. I encourage you to listen to Warren's version. Once again. I was born down by the river where the dirty water flows, and the cold wind cut right through me, cut right through my clothes, and the anger and the yearning like fever in my veins set the fire burning. She came down from Knightstown with her hands hard from the line. From the first time I laid eyes on her, I knew that she'd be mine. Her father was a lawman. He swore he'd shoot me dead, 'cause he knew I wanted Jeannie, and I'd have her like I said. But Jeannie needs a shooter like me. Jeannie needs a shooter. Jeannie needs a shooter on her side. Jeannie needs a shooter. We met down by the river on the final day in May, and when I leaned down to kiss her, she did not look away. I drew out all my money, and together we did vow to meet that very evening and to get away somehow. Now Jeannie needs a shooter like me. Jeannie needs a shooter. Jeannie needs a shooter by her side. Jeannie needs a shooter. Was cold and rainy down by the borderline. I was riding hard to meet her when a shot rang out behind. As I lay there in the darkness with a pistol by my side, Jeannie and her father rode off into the night. Now Jeannie needs a shooter. See what we did there? Thank you. Thanks, Shelley. So, I'd kind of like to dedicate a song to the missus for Valentine's Day. She may be listening. She may be watching the same episode of Abby's Ultimate Dance Party required by a certain 14-year-old. Or Friends. They're starting to watch Friends, which is a good sign. I know I'm mopey like Ross, not as cool as Chandler. Oh look, she's watching. Hi honey. This is for the missus. This is a song I wrote for her called Mercy Road. The lyrics speak for themselves, and I will not gush too much, except to say she is the best thing that happened to me. And this is called Mercy Road. I dreamt I was alone, woke up by your side, thankful for your return across the great divide. Of all the places I could go, the things that I could do, I want to spend my life with only you. I'm grateful for the day you saw what we could be. 10 years of frustration resigned to memory. 2 daughters you taught well to roll their eyes at me, to finalize a fine half-century. Now dark clouds are rolling in, batten down will beat the wind. All that ain't nailed down is gonna blow. Grab my hand, we'll storm the gate, private and secure our fate. No trick of light will lay us low on Mercy Road. Handshakes and burning eyes, we're broken and we're raw. Shadows and silhouettes, a grace we never saw. You turn to me in hope, and I won't turn away. We're strapped in, and for the ride we'll pay. Now dark clouds are rolling in, batten down will beat the wind. All that ain't nailed down is gonna blow. Grab my hand, we'll storm the gate, private and secure our fate. No trick of light will lay us low on Mercy Road. Some say it's just a game and all the fates are drawn. Yesterday's king and queen will turn for a pawn. Desire and destruction, desolation, and it's gone. Is that all there is, you'll ask? Won't know until the dawn. I hear an angel's voice, suddenly so clear, taking me to a place beyond all pain and fear. Humility, tranquility, and all that we hold dear. She's whispering, we will persevere. Now dark clouds are rolling in, batten down will beat the wind. All that ain't nailed down is gonna blow. Grab my hand, we'll storm the gate, private and secure our fate. No trick of light will lay us low on Mercy Road, on Mercy Road. Thank you. How dare you be late while practicing piano? Do you have any idea the spontaneous artistry that you just missed in the first 45 seconds of that song? For shame. Kelshonda. I'm reaching behind me where the heater is blasting to warm my hands. And it's good. It's just the amount of heat that I need. All right, so have you ever gone to a Joe Grishecki concert and hung out for 3 hours, hoping that a certain somebody would show up for an encore? Have you ever gone to a benefit show played by John Eddy and Bachagaloop, where you hung out for 3 hours because you thought a certain somebody might show up? Well, I know that's why at least 50 of you are here now. So, now for something you've all been waiting for. You know, it's kind of like Murphy's Law. My favorite song on the new Bruce album is Song for Orphans. And, you know, if I hadn't learned it myself, maybe he would show. But because I have picked it up myself, the driveway's not alive tonight. There ain't nobody on it pulling up now. Sorry you're stuck with just Harrison. So this new Bruce song, when I first heard it, you know, normally with a new record you got to listen a few times till something grips you. This one grabbed me right out of the gate because it's got all the elements of the best of the music that I love. It's got the Byrds, it's got Dylan, it's got the band, it's got Bruce, so very Bruce, and it's got a lot of words. I'll tell you my theory about that when we're done, if I make it through. The song from Letter to You is called Song for Orphans. I'm going to be a little rusty with it because it's hard, but I hope you will accept the effort. 1, 2, 3. Well, the multitude assembled and tried to make the noise. Them black-bond poet generals and restless loud white boys. Times grew thin and the axis grew somehow incomplete, where instead of child lions we had aging junkie sheep. But how many wasted have I seen sign Hollywood or bust? They left to ride the ever ghostly Arizona gust. Cheerleader tramps and kids with big amps sounding in the void. Our society vamps, heavyweight champs, mistaken soot for soil. So break me now, Big Mama, as Old Faithful breaks the day. Believe me, my good Linda, the aurora will shine your way. The Confederacy is in my name now, the hounds are held at bay. The Axis needs a stronger arm, do you feel your muscles play? Well, the doorstep blanket weaver, Madonna pushes bells. From house to house I see her give last kiss and wishing well. To every gypsy and mystic hero that the kids may find a place, who get lost forever to mom and pop on their weekends out in space. Well, sons, they search for fathers, but the fathers are all gone. The lost souls search for saviors, but saviors don't last long. Those nameless, questless, renegade brats who live their lives in song, they run the length of a candle with a goodnight whisper and they're gone. So break me now, Big Mama, as Old Faithful breaks the day. Believe me now, good Linda, the aurora will shine your way. The Confederacy is in just looking for a friend. The terraces are filled with catmen looking for a way in. These orphans jumped on silver mountains, lost in celestial ways. They wait for that dogman Moses, he takes in all the stray. Now don't you grow up on empty legends or lonely cradle songs. Billy the Kid was just a Bowery boy, made a living twirling guns. The night she's long and lanky, and she speaks in a mother tongue. She lullabies the refugee with an amplifier's hum. So break me now, Big Mama, as old faithful breaks the day. Believe me, my good Linda, the aurora will shine your way. The Confederacy is in my name now, the hounds are held at bay. The Axis needs a stronger arm, do you feel your muscles break? I swear in a month or so I'll have that one down. So here's my theory, and this theory didn't form until this morning. When I heard that song, I thought, dude, great song. I mean, I hear The Weight by the band. I hear, I was so much older then, I'm younger than that now. My Back Page is by Bob Dylan. I heard so much that I loved. And really, we're all borrowing and stealing from each other in good measure. But when I listened to that, I thought, Bruce, what's with the word cramming? I thought you stopped that in like 1978 with the E Street Shuffle, you know? Or, I mean, a lot of words in there. And then I learned why. The dude's been stuck at home from November 13th until the release of the album. Can't even get on his bike and ride in peace for fear he'll be assaulted by a shot of tequila and a cop trailing him. So the dude's, you know, he's got Patty and a thesaurus and some Dylan records. I mean, I cut words out of that version because I just couldn't fit them. Kudos to the boss for making it work. And that's that. Steve Mountain is watching. Dude, you missed a couple of choice Zevon numbers at the top of the hour, but this is being recorded for posterity, so you can listen back. I didn't even screw them up, bro. Because I listen to my friends. That's the benefit of being a nobody. When 20% of your fan club is one person, you can really be responsive. All right, I'm going to get serious now. I'm not a spokesperson for anything other than myself. But for those friends who are joining, friends I know, friends I haven't met yet, thank you for watching. I do this every Sunday. It has been a wonderful, enjoyable exercise that I think I'm going to keep doing, even when we can get back to the clubs. To my bandmates in the Crash Chorus, Doc, Eddie, Charlie, I miss you terribly. Hopefully we're all vaccinated by this spring when the weather's nice. We can get out, maybe hit the Americana again in the rock and roll capital of East Windsor, New Jersey. Back to the Crossroads if they'll have us. Back to the Scotch Plains Green this summer. Back to, we actually do have a gig booked in September at the Delancey in New York. You're excused, Mr. Mountain, but you know, if I had a court appearance for you and was this late, I don't know what kind of shit I'd be in for. I'm going to close tonight with a song that I've never been able to listen to without crying. Have you ever had a song? I don't care if I'm accused of being a wuss. I'm moved by music. Have you ever had a song that you cannot listen to without crying? Whether because of what it reminds you of in your life or just because it's so incredibly powerful on its own? In the 80s, I had that song. That song was called Rainbow Sleeves, written by Tom Waits and sung by Ricky Lee Jones on the Girl at Her Volcano EP. Beautiful, beautiful song. Still chokes me up. Currently, I have two songs that for several years I've been unable to listen to without crying. One of them, which I dare not go near, is It's Quiet Uptown from Hamilton. And if you know Hamilton, you know what that song's about and why it's impossible not to, look, see, I'm doing it already, not to tear up when thinking about it. And the other one was released by Mr. Zevon himself. This is, I'm gonna get choked up talking about it. So remarkable. This dude was dying and he wrote an album and he wrote this song on it as a goodbye to somebody he loved, presumably his girlfriend at the time, whatever. But it's hard to listen to. I'm going to try to man up and be the professional entertainer I'm supposed to be and play it for you tonight. It is one of the simplest and most beautiful songs I've heard in my life. Keep Me in Your Heart. Shadows are falling and I'm running out of breath. Keep me in your heart for a while. If I leave you, it doesn't mean that I love you any less. Keep me in your heart for a while. When you get up in the morning and you see that crazy sun, keep me in your heart for a while. There's a train leaving nightly called when all is said and done. Keep me in your heart for a while. Ha la 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 la. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha la 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 la. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sometimes when you're doing simple things around the house, maybe you'll think of me and smile. You know I'm tied to you like the buttons on your blouse. Keep me in your heart for a while. Hold me in your thoughts, take me to your dreams. Touch me as I fall into view. And when the winter comes, keep the fires lit, and I will be right next to you. Engine drivers headed up north to Pleasant Street. Keep me in your heart for a while. Wheels keep turning, but they're running out of steam. Keep me in your heart for a while. Ha la 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 la. Keep me in your heart for a while. Ha la 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 la. Keep me in your heart for a while. And I didn't want it to stop playing. Because when it ended, that would remind me what it was about. I almost made it. Happy Valentine's Day with love. See you next Sunday.